This is the decree of the Alhambra. King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella, by the grace of God, King and Queen of Castile, Leon, Aragon, and other realms, to the Prince Lord Juan, our very dear and much-loved son, and to the other royal children, prelates, dukes, marquises, counts, masters of military orders, priors, grandees, knight commanders, governors of castles and fortified places of our kingdoms and lordships, and to the residential quarters of the Jews of the cities, towns, and villages of our aforementioned kingdoms and lordships, and to all Jews, and to all individual Jews of those places, and to barons and women of whatever age they may be, and to all other persons of whatever law, estate, dignity, preeminence, and condition they may be, and to all to whom the matter contained in this charter pertains or may pertain. Salutations and grace.
You know well, or ought to know, that whereas we have been informed that in these our kingdoms there were some wicked Christians who Judaized and apostatized from our holy Catholic faith, the great cause of which was interaction between the Jews and these Christians. To the courts which we held in the city of Toledo in the year of 1480, we ordered the separation of the said Jews in all the cities and towns and villages of our kingdoms and lordships, and commanded that they be given Jewish quarters in separated places where they should live, hoping that by their separation the situation would remedy itself. Therefore we procured and gave orders that inquisition should be made in our aforementioned kingdoms and lordships, which, as you know, has for 12 years been made, and is being made, and by many guilty persons have been discovered, as it is very well known. And accordingly, we are informed by the inquisitors and by other devout persons, ecclesiastical and secular, that great injury has resulted and still results, since the Christians have engaged in and continue to engage in social interaction and communication. They have had means and ways they can subvert and steal faithful Christians from our holy Catholic faith and separate them from it, and draw them to themselves and subvert them to their own wicked belief and conviction, instructing them in the ceremonies and the observances of their law, holding meetings at which they read and teach that which people must hold and believe according to the law, achieving that the Christians and their children be circumcised, and giving them books from which they may read their prayers, and declaring to them the fast that they must keep, and joining with them to read and teach them the history of their law, indicating to them the festivals before they occur, advising them of what in them they are to hold and observe, carrying to them and giving to them from their houses unleavened bread and meats ritually slaughtered, instructing them about things from which they must refrain, such as eating as in other things in order to observe their law, and persuading them as much as they can to hold and observe the law of Moses, convincing them that there is no other law or truth except for that one. This proved by many statements and confessions, both from these same Jews and from those who have been perverted and enticed by them, which has redounded to the great injury, detriment, and opprobrium of our holy Catholic faith.
Notwithstanding that we were informed of the great part of this before now, and we knew that the true remedy for all these injuries and inconveniences was to prohibit all interactions between the said Jews and Christians and banish them from all our kingdoms, we desire to content ourselves by commanding them to leave all cities, towns, and villages of Andalusia, where it appears that they have done the greatest injury, believing that that would be sufficient, so that those of other cities, towns, and villages of our kingdoms and lordships would cease to do and commit the aforesaid acts. And since we are informed that neither that step nor the passing of sentence of condemnation against the said Jews who have been most guilty of the said crimes against our holy Catholic faith have been sufficient as a complete remedy to obviate and correct so great an opprobrium, an offense to the faith and the Christian religion, because every day it is found and appears that the said Jews increase in continuing their evil and wicked purpose wherever they live and congregate, and so that there will not be any place where they further offend our holy faith and corrupt those whom God has until now most desired to preserve, as well as those who had fallen, but returned to the Holy Mother Church, which according to the weakness of our humanity and by diabolical astuteness and suggestion that continually wages war against us may easily occur unless the principal cause of it be removed, which is to banish the said Jews from our kingdoms. Because whenever any grave and detestable crime is committed by members of any organization or corporation, it is reasonable that such an organization or corporation should be dissolved and annihilated, and that the lesser members as well as the greater be punished, and that those who perturb the good and honest life of cities and towns and by contagion can injure others should be expelled from those places.
Therefore, we, with the counsel and advice of prelates, great noblemen of our kingdoms, and other persons of learning and wisdom of our council, having taken deliberation about this matter, resolve to order the said Jews and Jewesses of our kingdoms to depart and never to return or come back to them or to any of them. And concerning this, we command this our charter to be given, by which we order all Jews and Jewesses of whatever age they may be, who live, reside, and exist in our said kingdoms and lordships, as much as those who are natives as those who are not, who by whatever manner or whatever cause have come to live and reside therein, that by the end of the month of July of the present year they depart from all of these our said realms and lordships, along with their sons and daughters, men servants and maid servants, Jewish familiars, those who are great as well as the lesser folk, of whatever age they may be, and they shall not dare to return to those places, nor to reside in them, nor to live in any part of them, neither temporarily on the way to somewhere else, nor in any other manner, under pain that if they do not perform and comply with this command, and should be found in our said kingdom and lordships, and should in any manner live in them, they incur the penalty of death, and the confiscation of all their possessions by our Chamber of Finance, including these penalties by the act itself, without further trial or sentence or declaration. And we command and forbid that any person or persons of the said kingdoms of whatever state, condition, or dignity that they may be, shall dare to receive, protect, defend, or hold publicly or secretly any Jew or Jewish beyond the date of the end of July, and from henceforth forever, in their lands, houses, or in other parts of any of our said kingdoms and lordships, under the pain of losing all of their possessions, vassals, fortified places, and other inheritances, and beyond this of losing whatever financial gains they hold from us by our Chamber of Finance.
And so that the said Jews and Jewesses, during the stated period of time until the end of the said month of July, may be better able to dispose of themselves and their possessions and their estates. For the present we take and receive them under our security, protection, and royal safeguard, and we secure to them and to their possessions that for the duration of the said time until the said last day of the said month of July, they may travel and be safe. They may enter, sell, trade, and alienate all their movable and rooted possessions, and dispose of them freely and at their will, and that during the said time no one shall harm them, nor injure them, nor wrong shall be done to them against justice, in their persons or in their possessions, under the penalty which falls on and is incurred by those who violate this royal safeguard. And we likewise give license and faculty to those said Jews and Jewesses that they be able to export their goods and estates out of these our said kingdoms and lordships, by sea or land, as long as they do not export gold or silver, or coin money, or other things prohibited by the law of our kingdoms, excepting merchandise and things that are not prohibited.
And we command all councils, justices, magistrates, knights, squires, officials, and all good men of the city of Burgos and of the other cities, towns, and villages of our kingdoms, and lordships, and all of our new vassals, subjects, and natives, that they preserve and comply with, and cause to be preserved and complied with, this our charter, and all that is contained in it, and to give and to cause to be given all assistance and favor to its application, under penalty of being at our mercy, and the confiscation of all the possessions and offices by our Chamber of Finance. And because this must be brought to the notice of all, so that no one may pretend ignorance, we command that this our charter be posted in the customary plazas and places of the city and of principal cities, towns, and villages of its bishopric, as an announcement and as a public document. And no one shall do any damage to it in any manner, under penalty of being at our mercy, and the deprivation of their offices and their confiscation of their possessions, which will happen to each one who might do this. Moreover, we command the man who shows them this our charter, that he summon those who act against the charter to appear before us at our court, wherever we may be, on the day that they are summoned during the 15 days following the crime under the said penalty, under which we command whichever public scribe who would be called for the purpose of reading this our charter, that the signed charter with its seal should be shown to you all, so that we may know that our command is being carried out.
Given in our city of Granada, the 31st day of the month of March, the year 1492.
I, the King.
I, the Queen.
The Alhambra Decree was in effect from March 1492 until December 1968.